Coming up next on this edition of In the City, the engineering department gives an update on the traffic calming program to the City Council. Also, school resource officers host events around town for kids in the community. Plus, another update from the Daylighting Town Creek project off of Broad Street. And some new residents have moved in at Cannonsburgh Village, and we got to talk to them. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Lynn White. Our top story. The City of Murfreesboro Engineering Department updates the City Council on the traffic calming program.
In 2021, the City of Murfreesboro began its traffic calming program, which is designed to reduce vehicle speeds in residential neighborhoods. There are two methods the city uses. One, speed cushions, which are like speed bumps, but not as severe and are made where fire trucks can avoid them.
First, we're going to talk about speed cushions. So far, we've installed them in 6 locations with a 7th location approved. We've seen an average decrease in speed of 14%, with Savannah Ridge having the most results, going from a 36 mile an hour speed to a 27 mile an hour speed.
Second, digital speed limit signs.
These remind drivers of the posted speed limit and alert them when they're going too fast. They also collect the speed data on the cloud, so we're able to look back and pull history reports for these roadways that have these signs and keep monitoring them. As you can see, none of these roadways are now experiencing an excess of 4 miles over the 85 percentile over 4 miles over the posted speed limit, so they would not trigger another traffic calming method. And so we're finding these to be an effective deterrent and a monitoring tool.
The traffic calming program listens and responds to residents with their speeding concerns. The concerns are addressed by a data-driven approach. Emerson explains how the qualification decision process is made.
So first we have to confirm whether the request meets some basic criteria. If it does, then we send that requester an application. An application requires a signature of the requester plus 2 other residents that live on that street. Once the application is returned, staff builds a petition package. And in that petition package is the petition form, a copy of the traffic calming manual, a map of the study area, and a list of names and addresses of the people in those addresses. The requester then has 90 days to return the petition with 30% signatures of all those property owners. The city will then collect data and use the evaluation form to determine whether the roadway qualifies for further action. If it scores a 40 or more, the request moves forward. Staff will then design a traffic calming plan, and then we'll notify the residents that live on that roadway where the traffic calming measures will be installed. And then after 90 days, we evaluate the roadway that the traffic calming measures were put on to see if it was effective.
Emerson shares some of the statistics to date.
Quick breakdown of our requests to date. We've had 137 requests, and that number's a little low because I don't track the ones that are outside the city limits that we routinely get requests on. Of those 137, 12 did not meet the criteria, and so the 125 were sent applications. 43 of those applications were returned, and 17 of those 43 applications of the petitions were returned, and 7 have qualified for the traffic calming program. As I mentioned earlier, we have our evaluation form. The very first thing we look at is speed. So in order to qualify, your 85 percentile has to be a minimum of 4 miles over the posted speed limit. And if it makes that, then we also look at volumes, we look at crash history, we look at proximity to schools and public destinations, and then the sidewalks or lack of sidewalks. Then we do a score, and this scoring helps us prioritize where the traffic calming will have the greatest impact.
If you have any questions about Murfreesboro's traffic calming program, call the City of Murfreesboro's Engineering Department at 615-893-6441.
Murfreesboro Police school resource officers get out in the community in a series of events this summer called Fun Day Friday. Murfreesboro Police host a series of events this summer to connect with students. It's called Fun Day Friday, a day of games, food, activities, and fun with the Murfreesboro Police Department's school resource officers.
What we're doing is reaching out to our community, talking to kids, getting to know new parents, getting to know the new kids coming in, seeing some of the kids that we saw last year at our schools, giving out popsicles, little prizes, Gatorades, hot dogs, just having fun with the community, hanging out with the kids.
Officers say building these bonds is what keeps kids safe and helps students see their SROs as mentors, not just law enforcement.
Our division is growing with Murfreesboro, population growing. We're growing too. Now we have 13 or 14 schools that we now service, we now cover. And we also have this year, starting, we are doubling up in some of the bigger schools like Scale, Salem, maybe Overall as well. So there's going to be more than one. But with the city population growing, we have to grow as well to keep our kids safe.
Murfreesboro Police SROs recently received the Model SRO Agency Award from the National Association of School Resource Officers for creative and innovative approach to school-based policing within Murfreesboro City Schools. MPD was one of 9 other law enforcement agencies to receive the award and the only one in Tennessee.
We've done a lot of training, different training, how to keep kids safe, 1, 2, a lot of extra training for us as well. We also do bikes. We also do other things during the summer like this. And stuff like this has got us recognized on a national level.
Students really bond with their SROs. They see them every day, and the kids know they can depend on them, not only for safety, but for other, more fun things as well.
They're really nice. Every time we see them, it's really funny. We always ask for stickers. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. It's hard to get them in school because they run out so fast. But they're really nice.
For Murfreesboro Police, Fun Day Friday is just another way to show these kids that they're here to serve, protect, and support inside and outside of the classroom.
Bye-bye.
Check out our Insider podcast this month, where Public Information Officer Mike Browning talks to Mayor McFarland and President CEO of Middle Tennessee Electric, Chris Jones, about the 5-year anniversary of MTE's merger with the former Murfreesboro Electric Department. See Insider Podcast on City TV and on the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. The Town Creek project off of West Broad Street near downtown is moving along nicely. Here's the latest on the project.
Work has begun on the Daylighting Town Creek project. This project will unearth Town Creek that back in the 1950s was directed into an underground culvert from Murphy Spring Wetlands at Discovery Center to Cannonsburgh Village, where it becomes visible again.
This project is going to open up that creek. It's going to create a place for folks to come and enjoy and connect with the water. There's going to be several other linear projects that come alongside of it, including Greenway, multi-use trail, and then we'll have a lot of utility improvements that are also part of the project.
There's been a completion of an 8-inch water line along Hickerson Drive. Excavation and installation for a 12-inch water line on Front Street is still going on. Excavation is going on with a new Town Creek will tie in to the existing Town Creek at Cannonsburgh. Hammering and excavating the rock in the channel on Front Street is still going on. There's work extending electrical conduit along Broad Street. Site fencing has been extended all the way to Church Street, as work has started in that area. Work is progressing nicely and the project is on schedule.
Well, it'll be generally a pools and riffles situation for the creek. So some of those pools will be a little deeper, and then the riffle sections will be, we're trying to mimic a natural stream. As far as depth, what really drives it is we have 2 box culverts, one under Front Street and one coming under South Church. And those really set hard places in our project where it drives the creek to a certain elevation. So generally that box is around 10 feet deep today, and that's generally where the bottom of the creek will live. The creek channel is going to be a work of art at the end of the day to get this to be what we want it to be for the community.
You can now find chickens at Cannonsburgh Village, and these happy little hens are the newest attraction to the historic site and are located next to the Lehman House.
Deep inside Cannonsburgh, next to the Lehman House, are the newest residents of the village. and they're not like anything that's ever been here before. You can now find chickens inside the city's long-standing attraction. Say hello to Ruby Pearl, Scarlet, and Mabel Block Block.
So this idea came from Rachel Singer. She thought it'd be a great addition to our park and really bring in the feeling that we are in a village that was lived by and operated with things like chickens that made everyday life easier.
And so far, there's nothing foul about this idea.
So the chickens fit in right at home. We have them right next to our vegetable garden, which has similar picket fencing, right next to our Lehman house, where they would also have had chickens.
Taking care of chickens in a tourist attraction may seem a challenge, but the staff have been up to task.
Maintenance is as a need basis, feeding, watering, cleaning out their bedding, and it typically happens about once a week.
And visitors to Cannonsburgh have enjoyed seeing our feathered friends.
Visitors seem to love having the chickens around. It's a conversation starter about the culture and the heritage that was around that time.
Cannonsburgh itself is about to celebrate a big birthday next year, as the historic site is about to turn the Big 50. And this newest attraction is just another great reason to pay a visit to the village.
We do plan to have a big event for Cannonsburgh's 50th birthday next June. As of now, we do not have anything that we can release, but we plan to have everyone here to celebrate alongside us.
We couldn't leave without getting a word from one of the stars.
Are your accommodations up to par for you, or you seem like you have a really nice chicken coop here?
So if you're downtown, stop by Cannonsburgh Village and check out these happy little hens.
Check out the edition of Everything Traffic, where Mayor McFarland talks to Chris Griffith, Executive Director of Public Infrastructure, about road projects throughout the city. You can find Everything Traffic on City TV and the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department adds new drones to their fleet to better serve our city. When firefighters rush to the scene, every second counts. Now here in Murfreesboro, our Fire Rescue Department is adding more tools that's helping them see through the smoke, locate victims faster, and make more informed decisions.
So this is one of our brand new Skydio drones. These are UASs that the department recently purchased. They are Blue List compliant, which means they're approved by the Department of Defense. There's new laws out that require that any municipality, any government has to have a drone that's based off the Blue List, and this is the drone that we decided to purchase.
The drones are maneuvered by a remote control and have tons of features and advanced mapping capabilities.
This drone has multiple cameras on it. It's got a zoom lens, a thermal imaging camera, and a regular camera for wide angle. So we're getting ready to get it ready for flight. Obviously, remove our flight tab, just like you would for an airplane going around doing your pre-flight checks. Get our battery powered up. So the drone's ready to fly now. So all we've got to do, hit the fly now button. So there's our camera view. I can swap here. That's thermal imaging. We've got a map view here, so we can swap to our map.
Drones can be extremely useful in firefighting. They provide a real-time, comprehensive view of a dangerous situation.
Now we're going to show you something pretty cool here. So this is our link that we can push out. So if we want to have responders see the drone footage, if they're out in the field and we need to give them the real-time data and info, we can scan the QR code. So we're searching for a child or an elderly person that's missing, and we've got ground teams out. Now the ground team can see exactly what my drone is showing me right off my phone. If officers are searching for a suspect, they can walk around with their phone and they can see in real-time data what our drone feed is giving them.
MFRD's new drones are equipped with advanced technology, including high-resolution cameras, thermal imaging capabilities, and even gas detection sensors.
Say we have a natural disaster, and we need to track where a tornado debris landed in the path of the storm. This will overlay with GIS and our GIS mapping system, which will allow us to determine, like if blocks and blocks of houses are wiped out, we can determine what addresses those are by simply using the downloaded footage from this drone. And so we know which houses have been destroyed.
The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department has invested significantly in the equipment, extensive training for their 20 drone pilots, and navigating FAA regulations.
Most important is life safety. You can easily have a lost child or a lost elderly person in the woods. They got dementia, they're missing, a child got scared or has autism, and now they're missing. And you know, at 12 o'clock at night, a 5-year-old's missing is a big deal. And we can get our drones up in the air anywhere in the city limits within 12 minutes. We strategically placed our drones at certain stations, and we have our pilots at those stations so we can get those drones up in the air real quick.
The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department's drone fleet and pilots are an asset to our community. They are essential tools that aid in emergency response, making our city safer. Murfreesboro Parks and Rec Department hosts its annual Cheer Summer Camp, giving these girls a chance to have fun, learn new skills, and make new friends. Murfreesboro Parks and Rec brings the spirit as over 40 young cheerleaders take part in the annual Cheerleading Camp.
We've done everything from playing games to eating snacks to going to the park. They've been swimming this week. We've done all kinds of cheer games, cheer dances. Anything you could have thought of, we have done it this week.
For one full week, campers fill the gym with excitement, teamwork, and lots of energy, learning everything from proper cheer form and motions, new cheers and dance routines, tumbling skills, and even beginner-level stunts.
First, we learned all of the dances, which I liked super much, and then we went to the pool, and I also liked that.
The camp, led by cheer instructor Isabella Elliott, who cheered at Middle Tennessee Christian, says these junior cheerleaders had a blast building their confidence, coordination, and spirit. As coaches guide the girls through daily practices, helping them overcome fears and showing that practice makes perfect.
I think it's good for us just to go outside, meet new people, see different people. I think it's good for character development and character growth.
Parents and friends were in for a treat as each girl is presented to the crowd for an end-of-camp showcase, showing off just how much they've learned in just a few days and share what they liked most about the camp.
I wanted to do cheerleading because I did gymnastics already, and I also wanted to learn how to do back handspring and stuff because they sound super cool.
It was all smiles, sparkles, and cheer with Murfreesboro Parks and Rec. And seeing their excitement, these girls are already counting down to next year's camp. Check out the latest edition of Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation's podcast, Talkin' Parks, this month. I interviewed Jasmine Duke from Adams Tennis Complex. You can see Talkin' Parks on City TV and the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. Outdoor Murfreesboro is always looking to partner with city residents to volunteer to work on projects to help make our parks better.
Stones River National Battlefield joined forces with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation, Outdoor Murfreesboro, and volunteers to help remove invasive shrubs on the battlefield's property.
The collaboration between the city and the park, the importance stems from our shared vision, pooled resources, and community outreach. The city of Murfreesboro brings local knowledge and volunteers, where the National Park Service provides ecological expertise and long-term stewardship goals.
We're very lucky in Murfreesboro to have a national park like right here. And Murfreesboro Parks shares more than boundaries with the battlefield. We share management goals and history, of course. Twice a year we do projects like this. We do Parks Day in the spring. We do invasives control, usually at McFadden Farm. And then in the fall and Public Lands Day, we do a similar event over at Old Fort Park. Invasive plants are a real problem all along the Greenway and a lot of open spaces, so we're doing everything we can to get rid of them.
invasive plants harm native plants by outcompeting them for resources like sunlight, water, and nutrients, ultimately leading to a decline in native plant populations and biodiversity.
Well, invasive species often outcompetes our native species, disrupts habitats, and reduces biodiversity. By allowing our native plants to thrive, that increases food sources and habitat for our pollinators, birds, and mammals.
So much of the work that goes on in our parks relies on volunteers.
Oh, well, we just don't have staff to do this. I mean, you look at, if we get 25, 30 people out here to work today, it would take us weeks to do that with actual, staff that we have. It's indescribable what the difference a few extra pairs of hands can make in a task like this.
Well, volunteers serve many roles: invasive species removal, planting native species, doing monitoring in our restoration areas, and providing education to other members of the public.
If you would like to volunteer at the Stones River Battlefield, go to nps.gov/STRI and click on Get Involved. If you want to volunteer with Outdoor Murfreesboro, Google Outdoor Murfreesboro Volunteer. Set up a volunteer profile and then check out all their opportunities.
Reeves Rogers Elementary has added a 3,500 square foot administration addition, which includes a conference room, safety measures, waiting room, nurses clinic, teachers workroom, and administrative offices. The ribbon cutting ceremony recently took place before the 2025-2026 school year started.
3, 2, 1, Mustangs! And again. Try again. A whole new thing. 3, 2, 1.
We got to meet two sisters that traveled from Georgia that went to school at Reeves Rogers the first year it was open in 1958.
Actually, we saw an ad. I saw an ad that advertised it, and so I sent her words and I was like, I'm going to take the day off. And she's like, I'm coming in. This sounds so much fun, and it has been.
I went looking for the original 4 through 6 hall because when I was in 6th grade was when they added the 7th and 8th grade. Then started looking for the multipurpose room, which was the cafeteria and the gym. And the brick out there that's like a little patio, it was here then.
It's been a great day.
Yes.
A good choice today.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Adams Tennis Complex recently celebrated its 10-year anniversary of being in this community. Here's a glimpse back at the ribbon cutting July 15th, 2015.
One, two, three. And with that, we declare the Adams Family Tennis Complex open. Please come in and enjoy yourself.
We look forward to another 10 years. To keep up to date with Adams Tennis Complex, check out their Facebook page. The City of Murfreesboro celebrates the retirement of 26-year employee Sam Huddleston. Huddleston was Assistant City Engineer and Environmental Engineer for the city, overseeing floodplain management, the city development process, and aspects of engineering and urban environmental. Huddleston also served as Executive Director for the Development Services Division beginning in 2018. In 2023, he was appointed to Assistant City Manager for Engineering and Economic Development in the City Manager's Office. He leaves for service to Franklin Road Baptist Church. Lee Smith, a professional engineer, has been named the new Deputy Director of Transportation and City Traffic Engineer to oversee traffic engineering. We are pleased to announce the hiring of Lee Smith as Deputy Director of Transportation for the City of Murfreesboro, said Transportation Director Jim Kerr. Lee has considerable experience in transportation with TDOT and FDOT in Florida to help guide the mobility in the growing city of Murfreesboro. Patterson Park Community Center is getting a major facelift. A new playground and splash pad are being installed with a major update to the parking lot. Construction began March 17, 2025, and completion is planned for the end of August, beginning of September. The contractor has the new parking areas installed. Both the existing and new parking area should be finished before school starts. All of the features are in for the splash pad and is ready for concrete. On the playground, features are starting to be erected. Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation appreciates everyone's patience during this construction. Keep an eye out for the ribbon cutting on the city's and parks' Facebook pages. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the city of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Lynn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.